Hi you guys, welcome back to another video. I am so excited for today's meal because I have pho and some crab rangoons. I got 2 orders this time. Oh my God. They're from Full Key in Washington, D.C. I don't care where you are, you guys have to come to D.C. just to have these. They are top tier. Also, not to mention, they're the first crab rangoons I've ever eaten. When I was in college, me and my roommate came to Chinatown. He was like, have you ever had crab rangoons? Like, let's order them. And we went to Full Key and sat down and ordered them. I just remember taking a bite of these. They looked the exact same. And I was like, oh, this is my favorite food in the entire world. I also love cream cheese, so it makes sense that I like these. Also, if you're not like a seafood person, they're just cream cheesy enough where like you don't really taste the crab, honestly. Funny enough, when I made my own in 2021, I believe, I didn't really like them because they tasted way too crabby. And I love crab, but I like cream cheese better. This pho is from Pho 88 Noodles and Grill, also in Chinatown in DC. Their brisket is just so good. Oh my God. And it's such a cold, windy day out. Do you guys know that wind dehydrates you? That's why I have this big thing of water right now. We are up close and personal today. We actually are, because today I wanted to talk about the history of my relationship with food, if you guys cared. I was not always this free of an eater, let me just tell you. I'm just so distracted by how good this is. I know I've spoken about this before on this channel, but I used to be on Adderall in college. It just destroyed my relationship with food completely. Like, my relationship with food growing up and then until college, it was perfect. Once I started taking Adderall, it makes you lose your appetite, and I didn't want to eat anything ever. I would just study, and I'd be really into studying, which is really funny because I like did not do well in school at all. Like, who did I think I was? I was like, I have no time to eat, I'm studying, and then I like failed all of my tests. But yeah, that's what I would do. And then on Friday nights, I would eat everything inside. I'd be so hungry from not really eating during the week. I would eat so much. I would eat everything in my pantry. And I would binge eat to the point, I wouldn't make myself throw up, but I binge ate that much where my body like had to throw up. My stomach would become so distended, I would have no choice but to throw up. Like, I wouldn't want to, but then I would just get a nauseous feeling and I would run to the bathroom because I binge ate that much. Because I wasn't really eating during the week, it kind of made me become obsessed with like health. Even though when I say health, I'm like, oh, I need to eat healthy all the time. That's not necessarily a healthy way of eating unless you really are dedicated to living that kind of lifestyle. I love fast food. I love junk food. I started watching my favorite mukbangers in college. I loved watching people eat fast food because I felt like I couldn't eat it because like I was in my healthy era, which is so stupid. Oh, wait, do you see the sun? Yeah, so not really eating with Adderall kind of made me become like healthy in a distorted way. Once I stopped Adderall, I'm like, oh, none of this matters, and now I just want to be like the mukbangers I watch and have all this food freedom. In a way, I think I started my mukbang channel because I wanted to like hold myself accountable, because I was like, I want a healthy relationship with food so badly. If I start filming myself, I have to have a healthy relationship with food because I don't want to be a bad influence to anyone watching me. So it kind of forced me to stop binge eating. In fact, the last time I binge ate was Friendsgiving in 2020. Oh my God, there's like a huge helicopter right above my apartment building. Yeah, the last time I binge ate really bad was Friendsgiving of 2020. And I just ate everything in sight. And I got home and my stomach, I felt sick. I just started throwing up. After that, I was like, how old was I? I was like, I am like, what, 23, 24? This can't go on. Sometimes I just think my stomach is a black hole and I want to eat everything in sight, but that's just not healthy. That's why I'm very against calorie challenges, because I watched them at a time of my life where I did not have a good relationship with food. I was like, well, look at this person eating like 15,000 calories in one day. Meanwhile, I would be eating copious amounts of calories within like 10 minutes. So unhealthy for your body. I just don't think those kinds of videos are good for people to watch, especially people that are already kind of going through it with their relationship with food. The person that was actually my biggest inspiration, and which means a lot because like we're literally friends now, but Steph Papas, she eats what she wants, you know? She doesn't finish when she's full. She just has a really healthy way of looking at it. There's a lot of creators like Nikocano Avocado who will just eat copious amounts of food for views. Like, I mean, listen, I get it. Like, more food on your plate gets more views because people are interested by it. I was at a time, and I think that I always felt this like weird pressure to finish everything on my plate. I think because growing up, my grandma would always be like, finish your food. Okay, that's not why, but I don't know. I would always watch these other mukbangers have these huge plates of food and they would finish it all. So I was like, oh my God, I want to be like them. But realistically, I can't finish all that food. I'll probably finish all of this because I love CRAAAAAB Rangoon so much, but you know, when you see those mukbangers with like huge plates of food, is it healthy that they're eating all that in one sitting? Like, I mean, it could be, I don't know. To each their own, but it was not good for me specifically. I do think that's why I started it, because I wanted to be a good example for people. And in turn, it helped me become a better eater, have a better relationship with food. And now I love it. If I don't want to finish something, I save it for later. Leftovers are the best. Yeah. And it's interesting, like, back in college, I wasn't not eating during the week because I was self-conscious about my body image. I've always been confident about my body. That wasn't it. It was because I was taking so much Adderall that it like warped my brain to think that I needed to be healthy. I got pre-diabetes in college because of my binge eating. Look, again, would barely eat all week. And then once Friday came, I would eat an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's. Sometimes I would eat a pint and a half of Ben & Jerry's. I went to the doctor and they were like, you have high cholesterol, pre-diabetes. So then I freaked out and was like, I need to eat healthy. The only reason I was thinking that way is because I was binge eating in the first place. We could have just not binge ate. Like, there are so many people that comment being like, I bet your health is so bad. I bet you have such bad cholesterol. I actually recently got a blood test and everything was perfect. Oh, there's a lot of sriracha in there. Binge eating was the root of my health problems. Moderation is key. Except for when it comes to crab rangoons. I'm just so glad I started mukbanging because you guys literally saved me from my bad relationship with food. And I don't mean this to say that, you know, Adderall's poison. I have a lot of friends that rely on Adderall and it helps them with their ADHD. I have chronic ADHD and it just didn't help me with it at all. It made me focus on other things like not eating and binge eating. It was just so messed up. Like, I would be at a cafe with my friends during the week when I was on Adderall, and they would be like, oh, I might get a chocolate croissant. And in my head, I was like, I'm just gonna wait to eat a chocolate croissant on Friday because that'll be my binge day, which is such a distorted way of thinking. Wouldn't it make more sense to eat it in moderation? I just don't think my brain thought of that. I actually was not even gonna have a topic for this mukbang. I was just on a walk and I was thinking about my relationship with food, and I was like, it used to be so bad, like what changed? And this is what changed. Me putting myself online helped so much. I do hope that I'm like a positive influence for people going through a similar thing. Because there's so many mukbangers that helped me through that. Not Nikocado Avocado. Again, to each their own. I'm not one to judge. I just won't be tuning into those kinds of videos. I'm fine watching my Steph Papa's videos, my Trisha Paytas videos. Trisha was also a big influence for me. She would be like mukbanging, crying, having breakdowns on the floor. And I'm like, this girl is as real as it's gonna get. I love her. And she would never feel the need to finish all her food. I feel like Trisha gets so much hate for like the way she eats, and it's not warranted at all. She has such a healthy relationship with food. She was like, I don't care. I'm gonna eat this junk food whenever I want. And I'm like, hey, as you should, as you should. And it helped me want to eat junk food whenever I want it. Let's look at the crab rangoons in the light. Oh wait, they don't look that good. Wait, speaking of crab rangoons, yes! This is the comfiest pillow ever. Steph got this for me. During my rotting days, I just lay on my bed, watch TV, and hug this. Also, pho really helps with digestion. I think I might save these two for Will, because I told him I would save him at least one. And it comes with this like sweet sauce. That crunch! Also, the workers at Full Key are so nice. Every time I come in, they're like, hey! Like, they always give me free crab rangoon. Now, I am going to eat one more crab rangoon. I did tell Will I would save him at least one. So, saving him one would be okay. We'll give him the best one. Oh, they're all so good. This one looks crunchier. We'll give him that one. I mean, that is so much filling. I put the whole thing of sriracha in it. It's really spicy. I don't know why I do that. Sometimes I'm so ambitious. I'm like, I'm so good with spicy foods. And then I'm like, me in Thailand, you guys. So the first night we actually went to a Mexican restaurant because we met these people in this hostel that we were staying at. We didn't want to be like weird because they invited us to dinner at this Mexican restaurant. So what were we gonna say? Like, it's our first day in Thailand. We don't want Mexican food. So we went with them to this Mexican restaurant. When I say I've never had spicier food than that, granted, it was so good. I got this like chicken with mole sauce. I remember eating mole sauce. This is gonna sound weird, but it was in chemistry class. I think because we ate it on mole day. I think mole is like 3.14. Or is that pi? Whatever. We ate mole sauce on mole day. I'm actually gonna look up if this is a thing. And I remember it being like a chocolatey sauce. So I really wanted it. It was amazing, but I couldn't finish it. My mouth was on fire. It's interesting because like sometimes when I eat things that are really spicy, I actually can't taste it because of how spicy it is. With this, it was so spicy, but it still tasted amazing. That's why I kept eating it. I had like sweat stains under my armpit. I tried like talking to the people that we were eating dinner with, and I was like, yeah, so where have you traveled? Also, what do you guys normally do with this and pho, like the basil? I just leave it on the branch and like avoid it in the bowl. There's also hoisin sauce in this. Oh my god. This was so much fun. Talking to you guys is kind of like therapy, so thank you for just being here and listening to me. And Happy New Year! I can't believe I didn't even say that. I hope you guys have the best weekend ever, and I'll see you in the next video.